So the room sprays aren't on the website just yet.
Okay.
And I did bring one. And the room sprays vary because it just really kind of depends on what jar. These are glass jars. I got a thing about glass and it's horrible to ship, but I like, I just like the quality. I like the quality of it because I like the fact that you can use it for something else once you're done with it. So room sprays, I do have those available. Those are just more so DM me or send an email for these type of items too. And I did bring a wax melt too, so they can just see. It's the
Okay. What's the difference between a wax melt and a candle?
so with the candle of course is all flame. The wax melt is your flameless option. So most of the time people get just like a little wax burner. You can get them from
Okay.
Dollar Tree. It comes with a tea light, or like me, I have one that's electric and it has like a little dish, and pretty much you just pop them out. And with mine, because I make my candles highly scented, I like for my candles to fill up a room. So you only need just one of these little squares to put it in, and
Okay.
that'll last. Honestly, if you have that thing on for 12 hours, you're going to, once it goes out and it solidifies again, you're going to continuously smell it. You want that scent to come back, relight it again. Like my wax smells last a very long time. You don't have to change this one out for almost a whole month.
Okay.
So it'll definitely last. But yeah, that's really pretty much only the difference is that it's in a different packaging and there's no flame to it.
Okay. So wax melts. Okay. Now you did let me know that you also have another company.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So my sister and I started up a trucking dispatching company. It's called Diamond Press Logistics. We started that originally about a year ago. And we just, as mother, she lives in Texas. But we have always worked together in just some form, some fashion. We've always worked together. And so we're both moms. We both are always looking on how we can be able to elevate our lives and create more comfort for and stability for ourselves and our kids. We want to be able to continuously keep them traveling. We want to be able to invest more into their education, their personal endeavors that they like to do, their sports and things. So we really sat together and was like, what could we do together from a distance that can bring in some real stability? So we came across trucking just off of social media. You know, social media, it really opens the door for a lot of different things. And we came across a particular woman who was telling her story on how she got into trucking. She sells a course, and she didn't even want to get into the whole point of selling courses and things like that. It was like people was like, hey, you are the trucking guru. Shout out to the trucking guru. And they was like, you got to create a course for it. I think the course was like $700. We decided to go half on it. We purchased the course. We shared the information that we got so we both can get it printed out, and we just started studying. Then we decided, okay, let's move on to getting into an LLC and things like that. So we officially have everything started. We're now a year later because of a different transition that we're both experiencing with our 9 to 5 jobs. We're now actually pushing to really build it. So we have flyers. We're now advertising for drivers and things like that. We have a load board. We're checking loads daily. It's really just more so at the point where we're just getting drivers in. And again, that's just dispatching. So we connect the drivers, CDO drivers that are their own owner operators, to loads for them to be able to make money. And as dispatchers, we also get a cut of that too. And we negotiate in between, we negotiate prices for them and stuff.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
So you keep what pretty much you keep them on the road.
Yes.
Okay. So you do all of this, single mom, work 9 to 5,
Yes.
and sleep. Okay,
Yes.
just making sure. Because people ask me like I do. I know I do a lot, but yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So okay, so I ask this to everybody, and it's a different answer, and it's always funny. What do you wish you knew when you first started versus now?
Whew. I wish I knew that I was going to need a lot more help than what I thought. I also wish I knew how many, just how many products it takes to create one item, because of course I did the candle making, but then when you get down to the nitty gritty of packaging and things like that, I wish I would have definitely possibly came into business with someone, which was kind of hard though because it was the pandemic, so it was nobody is at no one's house. It was that serious moment where everyone was like taking it very serious,
Yes.
not leaving the house. Um, but I definitely just wish that I would have had more help and I would have reached out to more resources before I completely jumped out there, so I knew fully what I was getting myself into. And I'm not saying that in a bad way because I absolutely love it, but this is one of those things where you do need help and you do need other heads that can be working on different things. Because even like my website, I built my website myself, and that was stressful. I just kind of threw it together and I didn't like the outcome of it because I did not reach out to, well, actually, with my website, someone offered to do the website for free. And the gentleman that offered, he had some personal stuff going on to where he wasn't able to do it. So my personality was like, I'll just do it myself. I'm not going to
Okay.
ask nobody else. So I definitely feel like I should have just kind of opened my mouth a lot more on telling people what I was doing besides my small circle to be able to get more help, more
Okay.
resources.
Okay. Okay. Where do you see this going? Like you said, you're about to bring some more things that people can buy, some
Hmm.
more products, things of that. But where do you want this to go?
So I want to see my candles for one. I want to see my candles in stores.
Okay.
And for a while, I never really had that. I never really had that notion. Honestly, I was really just making the candles just to be able to sell out of the house. But then God brings people into your life in different seasons to show you that no, you can actually do more. My brother, for example, who's sitting over here so quietly. Shout out to Jay's Anatomy X. I met him and he was like, "Girl, these candles are so good. Like these could be in the stores." So that never really crossed my mind into having that conversation, and it was like, "Oh shoot, they can't be in stores." So now I do want them in stores. I also would love to get into having a lot more signature scented candles where I'm working with a lot more businesses for their own signature scent, influencers for their own signature scent. And then, as far as a possible brick and mortar type, I would love to go that route, but I have a particular idea of how I want to do that. I don't know if I want to say it and then somebody take my idea,
Keep
but
it to yourself. I'll bring you back on when
yeah,
it's
we
safe.
go, yeah, because
We'll do it from your
it's
store.
pretty big, but I definitely will get into that. I would definitely move into that lane of having a brick and mortar. And I have a very creative idea of how I can do that by showcasing my candles, but it's also going to be a platform and an open door for a lot of other business owners that have handcrafts to be able to bring their products in as well. So it
Okay.
won't just be about so Litty. In that moment, it'll actually be about being able to have a lot of other Black owned businesses there.
Okay. Okay. I like that idea. Definitely do. And then with your trucking company,
Mhm.
what have you learned in this year?
I will say with trucking, and I can't say, I mean, it's something that I learned, but it's also something that my sister and I both knew. If you don't put the work in, then you're not going to be able to see the fruits of it. And I'm very big on like slogans, having some type of slogan for something. So coming into this year and experiencing the recent transition that we have, my biggest thing is if you build it, they will come. So yes, we are in a business in an industry that we know nothing about, but we do know our own skills. We know our ability of learning. We know the true hustle and determination that we have within us. So it's like if that's how it came about. If you build it, they will come.
Hmm.
So us even just finally saying and putting our energy a lot more into trucking, we've had a lot more opportunities come our way. Even if nothing was set in stone, we've had a lot more people just out the blue. Hey, I know someone who drives a truck. Give them a call. Give this person a call. And even talking to some of these owner operators, if they're not ready at the time for us to be their dispatcher, they're also sharing information with us. So just continuously networking and continuously putting in the effort and the energy to actually be able to grow it and just know that it's going to happen. We just have to continuously stay consistent and work together. And we also learn our strengths and our weaknesses. in this type of business and with us being at a distance, we had to sit back and be like, okay, you're better at being on the phones. I'm more of the talker out of me and my sister.
Okay.
My sister is more on the back end side. Like she'll talk to people as well, but I'm a lot more friendlier as I come off right off the back. So with her, it's like, hey, she'll handle a lot of renewing stuff, pulling up different carrier packages and stuff like that. And then I'll come in and I'll edit something, and I'll come up with the idea of, okay, this is a possible design that we can use, or the idea of marketing. So we've learned our strengths and our weaknesses to be able to lean on each other properly.